All right, I think we are live. Welcome everybody. This is November feature updates. Kevin is here to join me. Kevin, how you doing?
Great. A little rainy
Awesome.
today, but doing well. Yeah.
All right, well today we've got a lot to go through here in terms of the sort of updates that's been going on behind the scenes here at Pebble. So we do this every single month. You can join us live if you subscribe to us onto YouTube. We also broadcast this on Facebook as well. But again, every month we go live. And if you've got questions, you're watching this live with us, feel free to ask away, leave us any message. We should be able to see it here live. And if you're watching a recorded version of this, feel free to comment. We will reply to you in our comments. All right, well, let's jump into things. First of all, it's not written here on the bottom. We just recently done a rebrand of Pebble. We're really excited. It's currently, if you want to look at that, that's pebblerei.com. I know it doesn't affect your day to day, but soon enough, this branding will extend also into the app. We're working on reskinning that currently right now, so you will get that updated look. So we're really excited about that, but let's actually talk about some of the features we've launched here. So the first one here, and we've been asked this a lot, are additional team members. So what we've done here now is we've opened up for every plan to allow for additional team members. There are no more caps to how many team members you can have per plan. An additional seat is going to be $30 per month. Now, the same amount of included seats are still there. So your starter still has that 1 seat, your growth has that 3 seats, and then your scale plan has 6 seats. Those are the bases. If you want to add more to that, all you need to do is head over to or log in to your Pebble account and then just invite a team member to your plan. And again, there are no limits now. I know this has been huge, especially for some of you guys that are starting on a smaller scale. And, maybe you guys are a wife and husband or partners or friends or whatever, and you need that second account, but you're on that starter plan because you're getting out your first mailing. You're going to now be able to add them in there. So super exciting there. We've got new additional team members, and that's now live. All right, Kevin, let's jump into Pebble. We've got something called
Yeah.
pinned conversations. Let's talk about that. What is that?
Yeah. So this is something that we've heard from many of our users that they have a conversation, whether it's an acquisition lead that comes in or you're talking to a realtor and you've got something that you really want to make sure doesn't get dropped. Currently, there wasn't really a way to mark this conversation as being very important, so that's always at the top of my list. So what we have done now, and we can share my screen here. What we have done now is added pinned conversations. So if you go to any conversation in your inbox, any of your inboxes, and up at the top here, you will see a pin button. So if I click that, you will see that it came to the top of my inbox sidebar here, and that will stay there until you unpin it. So this is a great way if you just want to make sure this is something that I need to get back to, that I need to remember to take care of. You can go ahead and pin that, and it will stay there at the top of your inbox until you either archive it or unpin it. So that is pinned conversations.
Awesome. All right. Let's jump into the next one here. This is another one that has been requested for a long time now. Auto record. We have the ability now
Yes.
to automatically record all calls, right, Kevin?
That's right. So again, in your inbox, you can now set per inbox whether you want calls automatically recorded. So you can do that just by going into your inbox, clicking the settings button here, and below your phone numbers there is this automatically record calls toggle. As soon as you toggle that, any call either into one of your inbox phone numbers or out, or if you're placing a call from a phone number, that call will get automatically recorded. Now, this is super important if you just want to make sure that every conversation I have is automatically taken care of, so that we have that recorded, so I can go back and listen to that later. One thing to note about this: you do need to make sure that you are staying compliant in the regions that you are working. There are certain states that have rules and laws around recording of phone calls, where you basically just have to tell the user, or tell the person on the other end of the line, that it is being recorded. So just make sure that you are complying with all of those local regulations in your area.
Yep. Awesome. All right. So the next one here, this sort of ties in with the auto record, because now we have the ability to transcribe all your conversations. And this is great if you're especially like wanting to review your team's calls and whatnot. But there's also something called AI summaries. Can you sort of explain a little bit more about that, Kevin?
Yeah, and I'm trying to find a an example of this. I may not
That's okay.
have a recording, but yes. So AI summaries. So now, when you record a call, either manually, if you just click that record button, or you set your inbox to auto record, every time a recording happens now, we will automatically transcribe that recording and also provide a summary of it. So if you have this, if you're talking to a potential seller for 20 minutes, and you're discussing all these different things, it it can be challenging to like play back that recording and find the exact information that you need, or read through an entire transcript and try to find the specific piece of information you want. So now we provide AI based summaries. So it will sum up within a few sentences what was discussed on that call. Any major decisions that were decided on will be in those few sentences. So can be really powerful for just saving time. So you don't need to redo the whole call. You can just read that summary and figure out exactly what happened.
Now, Kevin, if a call is shorter at a certain amount of time, does it still get summarized, or how does that work?
Yeah, so the way that we've done it is, if the call is a minute or less, it will just put the full transcript there, because
Yeah.
that full transcript can fit in a few sentences. So that will just be displayed there, right in line. If it's any more than a minute long, we will do the summary, where it will summarize in a few sentences what was said, with the ability then to pull up the entire transcript. So if you do want to see, the full line by line transcript of what was said, you can click. There's a link that says "View Transcript." It'll pop open that thing, and you can read through everything. So that's sort of the logic that happens there. Mhm.
Awesome. So yeah, we believe this is going to save you guys a lot of time, especially listening to voicemails, or your teams are listening to voicemail, or if it comes down to training. Yeah, this should save you guys some time. So super exciting. Some huge phone upgrades there for us. All right, one I'm super personally excited about. Let's jump into what we're calling new property maps. Um,
Yeah, yeah. So we know that a mapping for any land business is very, very important. And a lot of us spend a lot of time scouring over satellite images and looking at elevations and trying to figure out, what's the access look like, what do the neighboring properties look like. So we spend a lot of time in our maps. And additionally, we want to be able to see, from a high level, like where are all my properties located. If I'm sending out lots and lots of mail, I want to see, where are my hot spots, what subdivisions am I really targeting here, and be able to see, where might I want to target next. So to that end, we have introduced a totally refreshed mapping system, and this all starts with your list of properties. So this will be the new properties list page. If you recall what we had here before, it was basically just a flat table list of all your properties. We've now added a map, which will give you a high level overview of where all of my properties are located. You can see that I've got 10,000 properties over here in Arizona. I've got a bunch of properties here in Florida and South Carolina. And I can start seeing, where are my hotspots of things that I've mailed to. And I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in on a particular area, and you'll see that I've got a breakdown here of specific areas where my properties are. And I can even go into, say, a specific neighborhood where we see our parcel lines, and I can see exactly where those properties that I've interacted with are located, because I may want to do some more mailing to this area. Maybe I got a great deal out of this neighborhood. I may just want to find exactly where that is and see what other properties are around. So we now have that, and in addition, we've got just a bunch of new property mapping features here, including we have new flood zone and wetland layers. So if I scroll out here, let me find where we've got a good flood zone. Yeah, let's just go in here. So we've got these new flood and wetlands tiles. So I can turn on the flood zone. Now these will show you in blue here where the flood zones are, and these are actually categorized per color. So we've got, in different areas, you'll see different types of flood zone classifications. So you've got your 100-year flood and your 500-year flood and your restricted areas and your sort of floodplain areas. And we'll have a working on now showing an exact representation of what those different colors mean, but this will let you quickly see if a property has an issue with flood zones just by turning on that layer. And then we also have this wetlands layer. So for those of you who are working in low-lying areas, particularly in Florida, or some of those southern states, wetlands, as you know, can be very, very tricky and difficult to navigate. We now have the national database of all wetlands, so you can go ahead and turn that on and see exactly which properties have those wetlands issues there. In addition to that, we have county lines. So you'll see there's county lines here. I can go ahead and turn those on and off. This is great if you just want to see, does this property butt up against another county? Do I need to contact that county to figure out some things? What else? We've got some new, a new 3D feature. This actually already existed, but we've just made it easier to visualize. So let me go to some mountainous area here, and now I can just click this 3D button, and this will turn my map. And this looks really great if you hit the satellite view. So we'll turn that on, and now I can see in 3D, where a particular property of mine is located. Like we can see here, this property from above may look really nice, right? I've got a road here. I've got great access. It looks great, but I throw on the 3D button and looks like the entire thing is a hillside. So unlikely that anything is going to be buildable on that property. So really, really important stuff to know. And you can now check those things right here inside of Pebble. So that's some of the things. We've also added our measuring tool. We had this before, but we've just added it here, so I can quickly check out a area of the property and see how many feet that is. We have a new full screen button, so I can pop this up into full screen and really start getting a much higher level view of where my land exists. We've got topography lines, so different elevations here. We'll turn off satellite so you can see those, but we've got the typography lines here that you can toggle on and off. So those can be very helpful too when determining those slope situations. So yeah, that's a full sort of revamp of some of our mapping features, and we're like Jesse mentioned, we're going to be doing lots more around this. So get ready for some additional layers and some additional features that we're going to be adding to our maps.
Exactly. The other thing here, if actually, Kevin, if you don't mind sharing your screen again there, um,
Hmm.
the other thing is now, let's talk a little bit about parcel details because every single
Yes.
property you're now able, I mean, you've always been able to do this, but you can create as many maps as you need per property. Okay, so if we click
Hmm.
into a property record, or from here, we can also
Yeah.
get parcel detail. Like you can click onto it and get
Yep.
the information that you need.
So we can actually do this from anywhere. So this is one of my properties I've got right here. You can see the pin. Let's see. I want to pull up the neighboring property. Let's just switch to 2D here. Let's see. I want to look up who owns this property next door. I can just click on that. Oh, actually, let me turn off my ruler. Click on that, and we will pull up all of the information about that parcel. This includes things like its dimensions and its zoning, its market and assessed value, um, its tax information. Soon we'll be showing you your last sale date or all your previous sale dates information, so you'll be able to very quickly see what did this neighboring property sell for. And you can do that here on the main map, and you can also do it when we click into an individual property. So here I am on my property page. I can go ahead and expand that map and pull up the same information. So just
Yep.
by clicking on a neighboring property here, I can pull up the information about that property. So pretty powerful stuff that we're
Yeah.
excited to share.
So if
And
you're doing,
I'll
sorry, go ahead, Kevin.
I was just going to mention that we've also changed some of the data that we pull in here. So you've been used to seeing some of this data in Pebble, but with the new data provider that we've come on board with, we're really excited that data is going to be significantly more detailed and hopefully a lot more accurate and up to date. So really excited about that.
Yeah, this is really going to go hand in hand when you're doing your due diligence. In fact, I'll be recording a video on how you can perform your quick basic due diligence inside of Pebble. You don't need to create maps on a different platform, link to it, and bring it into Pebble. This is all going to be baked into Pebble. You can just go to the property records, see everything that you need to see. Everything is here already. We're pulling the data directly for you guys. You can interact with it, get your screenshots, get your 3D maps, draw your lines, whatever. Measure your lines here. You can certainly do that inside of Pebble. But that is all now part of our new property maps and part of our parcel details as well.
Hmm.
Awesome. Well, that was a lot we went through here. We're certainly working on a few other pretty big things here as we're coming to it's still early fourth quarter here, but there's a lot of exciting things that we're still working through before the end of the year, and we're excited to launch those. So stay tuned. If you guys have any questions, like I said, leave it in the comments. We'll see you every single month. At the beginning of the month, we do this live. So just look out for that announcement. Other than that, Kevin, thanks for joining me on this November feature updates here at Pebble.
Yeah, yeah. Happy to be here. Thanks, everyone.
See you guys.